Okay. Dear Earthmates, this is part 2 with Vladimir Bogdanić from Zagreb, Croatia. Yes, dear Vladimir.
Well, you know, I have to say something about my experience as a humanitarian activist. It is now more than 30 years I'm involved in this type of activities. The most important experience, or let's say the most important word, is modesty. Modesty. If your right hand is doing something good, let the left hand forget about the right hand. So obviously I'm speaking about those activities, but the fact is that I believe in devotion, in hard work, without any expectation of someone who will say, thank you, you are good, you are brave, or something like that. This is absolutely unimportant. The only thing which is important is to help to people in need, to prove them that they are not alone. Once you achieve this, you are rich, you are strong, you are simply creative, you are powerful. But this is a very delicate experience. You have to repeat twice a day. I have to be modest, no big words, just activity, activity, activity. How to prove them I love them, I need them, I will do my best, without expecting that someone will say, hello, dear, you deserve something big. No, I refuse this. So this is generally speaking about my experience. And all those best people I met in the last 30 years, they were like that, modest people. The other side of the medal is the fact, whenever dealing with humanitarian activities, there is a possibility that someone will do something wrong. I will explain it to you with an interesting story. It was 2013. After I returned from my first visit from Syria, and together with some Syrian friends who live here in Croatia, I've organized paintings auction in order to collect some money, to buy some baby food, and to send this baby food to Turkey, and later, with help of Syrian NGO, to Atma camp in Syria. And after finishing this paintings auction, we were able to collect about $75,000, which was quite nice amount of money for the people who gave us their pictures, ready to collect baby food for Syrian kids. There were ordinary people in Croatia, in northern part of Croatia, fantastic people. They've organized, of course, I've recorded everything. There were a lot of TV reports, and we simply organized an interesting, and not one, but several events. But with this one in town named Koprivnica, where there is a big factory for big baby food, we've organized 75,000 baby food. I asked Turkish Airlines, and Turkish Airlines helped transporting baby food from Zagreb to Adana without money, just because it was destined for kids in need in Syria. Of course, if you know about the facts happening in Syria, $75,000 is peanuts. But for us, it was about 1 month of hard work. We asked painters, could you please give me one painting? And then we find someone who will give some money. It's not so easy. Croatia is not a rich country. Mostly, let's say 95% of them were Catholics, but they were ready to do their best for Syrian kids. So once the aid arrived to Adana, I contacted a guy whom I met during my visit in Syria. And I said to him, please go to the airport, pick up this food and find a way to transport it to Syria. And what happened? Once the food was there, he refused to answer my telephone calls, my emails. He refused to contact my friends in Adana. He refused to contact diplomats from Turkey. And even more, he refused to contact a friend of mine at that time, famous Syrian composer Malik Jandali. And Malik Jandali and me, we became friends, and we've organized several musical events in Croatia and even more in Carnegie Hall in New York. I was lucky enough to organize a big concert for Syrian kids in Carnegie Hall in New York, together with composer and pianist Malik Jandali and Zagreb Philharmonic Orchestra. So they all tried to contact this gentleman in Adana. And even today, he refused to answer my letters, emails, phone calls, messages, and rest. I met him in Syria, and I was almost sure that he's the best one to transport this baby food to Syrian kids. Obviously, he was a criminal. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he worked for the secret police of regime. After all, once you have $75,000 in baby food in Adana, it means a bit more than $75,000. It means at least double. Mm. Of course, I know his name. I even tried to call him about 2 years ago. Last time, I even reached him and I said, hey, I'll find you at least, whether on Southern Pole or North Pole. I will find you, I will kill you. You're a criminal. Because people in this town, Koprivnica, were angry. They said, Vlado, how is it possible, after so much hard work, that someone had stolen our humanitarian aid? So let's finish this story about this criminal guy. I simply mentioned this because once you decide to work for others, you have to be prepared for all kinds of difficulties, stories, unbelievable stories. That's life. So at the very end, I don't know even today what happened with this baby food. Most probably someone stolen this amount, or I don't know. Let me start now about my third activity, which is Nikola Tesla NGO.
Yes, very important.
I mean, this is an interesting part of my life, a fantastic experience. It is now also about 10 years I've been involved in this project. I'm Secretary General of the Nikola Tesla NGO. And for most of your friends, most probably they know about who Nikola Tesla was. Yes. And Nikola Tesla was born in Croatia. Actually, he is a Serbian. He was son of Serbian Orthodox priest in a small village in Croatia. Fantastic person, unbelievable thinker, inventor, scientist, and most of all, fantastic person. let's say, important person regarding art on one side and science on the other side.
Yes.
His creativity was based on a fantastic knowledge about the art and his imagination, which was fantastic. So this NGO is based here in Zagreb, and we have developed this NGO mainly because one of our presidents in last 10 years is a sculpturist. His name is Pero Jelisić, and he made about 60 sculptures of Nikola Tesla in different kinds of techniques. And every year,
yes,
I wanted to say about
actually, Pero Jelisić is wonderful, a great sculptor, and I was with you when he opened his exhibition of Tesla's sculptures.
The fact is that every year we organize several events, musical concerts, because Tesla was crazy about music. He was very often in Metropolitan Opera, and he was, let's say, also a modest person and a great admirer of art, of music, classical music mostly. And we organize literature evening, artistic evening, musical events. We try to inform the audience in Croatia, and especially in Zagreb, about Nikola Tesla, but not only in Zagreb, in other towns in Croatia. So on one side, I have this big activity with humanitarian activities. Then I'm personally producer of classical music. For instance, I've mentioned this concert of Zagreb Philharmonic together with Malik Jandali in New York in Carnegie Hall. I've organized also concerts in Croatia with this composer. And of course, I've mentioned Nikola Tesla. So you can imagine how busy person I am.
Yes,
almost every day, let's say from 8 o'clock in the morning till late in the evening. But it's not difficult. It's a privilege. Because once you do something you love, with passion, with joy, with energy, you are a rich person. And the fact is, I have a lot of kids. I have 5 kids. All of them are brilliant persons. So practically 3 of them finished their studies. One of my daughters is also very engaged. She is president of the European Union of psychology students. My son is a brilliant student of medicine. So I'm a rich person. I have fantastic kids. Fantastic,
proud father, rightly.
Well, I can't say.
Of course,
I mean,
you are right to be proud of your children.
I mean, listen, let's go back to, one have to be modest, just modest. You don't need too much. You don't need money. So I don't know, it looks to me that we are at least 40 minutes now in the air. So I wonder, do you want me to continue with some other stories? Maybe to mention that we would like to produce opera based on your libretto, and famous Croatian composer Mate Meštrović is working on music. The fact is that because of this pandemia, we were blocked in a lot of our activities. I have to say this. You know, even in Croatia, we used to have lockdown, so we were blocked practically for more than 1 year. But hopefully, during this summer and later in the autumn, we will be able to continue with our activities. So there is one wish I would like to say something at the end of this interview. I'm very interested in developing contacts with new people I never met, whether in Europe, whether in other countries, part of the world, wherever. I'm always interested in contacting, exchanging emails, contacts, ideas, and especially helping people in need. Among others, I met a fantastic lady living in Beirut, and I would like to stress this fact. There is a so-called Center for Memory of Syrian Revolution. This lady, name of this lady is Sana Yazigi. This is a miracle. This lady is fantastic, fantastic fighter, inventor, genius. She's taking care about memory of all those people who were imprisoned, killed, lost their mummies, lost their fathers, lost their homes during the war in Syria.
I'd like to meet her. I'd like to meet her.
I have contact with Sana Yazigi, Creative Memory of Syrian Revolution. This is a unique project. I never met someone who impressed me so much like this lady. And the way they work, they care about facts, about history of imprisoned people, killed people, is a kind of order, musical opera, or something big, big artistic project for the victims of the war in Syria. Also, I met people from Syria in Norway, Sweden, France, mostly in Turkey, in Istanbul. And I have to say, I'm quite sure one day all my documentation about more than 10 years of my activities will finish in Damascus at the university. And if one day someone in Syria will say, you see, we were not alone. We passed through horrible times, but there were people all over the world ready to help, ready to contribute, and to share solidarity with us. This is my dream, and I hope that one day this dream will become true. So my message to you, dear Tariq, to your colleagues and to friends, don't ever give up. Let's do our best. Let's dream about a better world. We are not naive. We know about the facts. Even this very moment, so many people are in need or passing through horrible times in the Middle East, in Palestine, in different parts of the world. And my heart belongs to them. And I'm lucky enough to think about those people every day, every single day. Hope you will find this story about me interesting. My name is once again Vladimir Bogdanic. Tariq, please, if possible, put my telephone number or my email, because I will be more than pleased if someone will send me a note, give me a message, or let's say, ask me to help. All the best to you.
I will do that. Thank you so much, dear Vladimir. We are together.
We are together.
Yes. Take care. Yes.
Okay.